went over temptation. So to begin, I'd like to turn our Bibles to 1 Corinthians 10, verse 12 and 13. 1 Corinthians 10, verse 12 and 13. And it says, "So if you think you are standing firm, be careful that you do not fall. No temptation has overtaken you except what is common to mankind. And God is faithful. He will not let you be tempted beyond what you can bear. But when you are tempted, He will also provide a way out so that you can endure it." So in this, there's 3 points that I feel like we all have to take heed and pay attention to. First, you are not alone. The devil wants you to feel isolated in your sin and in your temptation, because that isolation has a ripple effect. When you feel isolated, all of a sudden you feel discouraged. And then all of a sudden you're rethinking everything you know. You lose what you know in the word, and now you're like, I can't do this. I can't overcome this. Because you start to see yourself. But we're never alone. We have God. And not only that, but you have to remember we're not alone. But God said in Matthew 18 that where 2 or more are gathered, in His name He is there. We have brothers and sisters in Christ. Turn to your left, turn to your right. You have brothers and sisters. When you're struggling, don't be afraid to lean on your brother and sisters in Christ. Stop being stubborn and putting up this front that you have to be strong always, that you have to carry these burdens by yourself. Lean on your brothers and sisters. It's okay to be vulnerable and to acknowledge when you're not okay or when you're being tempted, so you can ask for help. Point 2, you can overcome. There is nothing new under the sun. With God, Christians have battled and been victorious over the temptations all through the Bible. And they've all faced this before, so why can't you? God gave us these examples to show us it is possible. What you're going through, someone has went through before. All you have to do is open your word and find it. And you'll see that it's happened, so why can't you? And then all of this is possible with God. God isn't asking you to do it alone. He's asking you to trust Him enough to let Him see you through it. Don't be cocky and ignorant, because you will get caught up. When you start to think about, I can do it. It's not you, it's Him. You get so caught up, and then you're like, oh, I can walk through this. This is minor things. And then that big, that pit of temptation, that big temptation that we fall into, that you're like your guilty pleasure in a sense, that's where you get caught up. And then you're so, me, and then you get lost in it. So Gardell gave us the tools. In his English meditation, you have to pray. You have to study your word. You have to be in it and be with God. So when you do fall into these moments, He can pull you through. And then at Christians, we also have to know there's a time to run and there's a time to fight. And you have to know which time is which, and you have to know how to do each. In 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 22, it says, "Flee the evil desires of youth and pursue righteousness, faith, love, and peace, along with those who call on the Lord out of a pure heart." When you know the temptation is difficult to resist, run. Run fast and run far. Remove yourself from those situations. You don't have anything to prove to anyone. Go. Why? Like we all think, oh, I have to show that I can do it. No, you don't. Stop putting yourself in these situations, hanging out with these people that keep you in these places, that now it's like, oh, well, everybody else is doing it. Why? I guess I might as well. Remove yourself from these situations. But then also, sometimes you do have to fight.